So in our previous videos, clinical psychologists had mentioned that physical health has an impact on mental health. Our mind and body has a connection. But can you explain how does it have a connection, or what is the mechanism behind it?
So mind and body are not independent entities.
Mm-hmm.
They are linked to each other and they affect each other.
Mm-hmm.
For a large duration of time, it was believed that mind affects body. But now with somatic therapies, now with more research in neuroscience, we have come to establish that it is not only the mind that affects the body, but also body affects the mind too.
Okay.
So when we talk about mental health or mental health issues, we see its impact on the body in form of the endocrine system, the immune system, the neural system. For example, let's think of stress.
Okay.
So whenever there's a stressful situation, there's this axis, HPA axis, hypothalamus, pituitary, and adrenal gland. All of these are linked, signal each other,
Okay.
and then there are certain neurotransmitters that are secreted, certain hormones that are secreted, like cortisol, adrenaline, that signal that it is a stressful situation, and body, you need to prepare for the fight. You need to either fight or run away from the situation, whatever is the survival mechanism there, you have to prepare for it. So that is your mind telling your body that buckle up.
Yes.
Yeah. Similarly, body can also regulate the mind. So when we talk about emotional regulation, what happens in the therapy? We keep talking about the words like emotions are embodied experiences, or a therapeutic environment should feel safe. Because when your body is not in a safe environment, your mind would not be regulated. You would not be in a condition to learn,
Okay.
to change your older patterns, in the right headspace to think what is required, to reason. And then the amygdala, which is related to your emotions, will not communicate with the prefrontal cortex. That
So
is
amygdala and prefrontal cortex are like not connected now.
they would not signal each other if your body is not feeling safe. So you're feeling fearful and your body is preparing for the fight and fight response, and then the reason takes a dip. But when you're feeling safe in body, through therapy, through practices like yoga, meditation, when you are able to ground yourself, basically through the vagus nerve, you are able to switch on the parasympathetic nervous system.
Okay.
Through that, your body is feeling safe.
It's in a state of homeostasis?
In a way, we can say.
Okay.
The emotions are not taking a toll over your rational decision making. So this way your body is communicating back to the mind. Now the focus has shifted to not only focusing on the thoughts and emotions, how they communicate with the body, but also how body communicates with them.
Okay.
Because trauma, deep emotions, they all reside in body.
In body, yeah.
And we have to take care of the body. It will carry the marks, it will carry the scars.
So all the physical exercises, diets, all this has an impact on mental health.
Yeah. And those are the different ways we can take care of the body and hence take care of the mind.
Yeah.
You can think of mind and body as mind is the driver and body is the car.
Mind is the driver, body is the car. Yeah, okay.
So when the driver is anxious, your mind is anxious, you will see the car putting brakes and it is not accelerating well, it is not going on well. Exactly. So emotions, mind has impact on body. Now think of a situation where the driver is very calm, everything is okay. However, the brakes, accelerators are very tight.
Okay. Not functioning well.
Not functioning well. Meaning your body is very tensed and it is not calm. Then how long do you think your mind, your driver, can go further?
Yeah. Either ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either ways, it will lead to collapse. It will lead to body not functioning properly. Body meaning the person not functioning properly.
Yes.
So yeah, you can understand the mind-body connection through this example.